Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The government tables a bill that will enable the prosecution to challenge national security rulings. Hong Kong is poised to cast the net wider for lifeguards because of a manpower shortage at public swimming pools. And the local stock market ventures briefly into bear territory. An amendment bill which will enable the prosecution to challenge national security rulings was tabled at the legislature today. The Deputy Justice Minister insists the loophole must be plugged and denied any political motives. Raymond Yang reports.
In a rare rebuke last year, the judiciary named and shamed High Court Judge Audrey Campbell Moffat over her handling of 2 drug trafficking cases. The court ruled she had wrongly acquitted the defendants by declaring there was no case to answer, and her acts constituted a serious miscarriage of justice. Unlike cases heard at the lower district court and magistrate courts, the prosecution currently cannot challenge no case to answer rulings at a court of first instance. This includes national security trials without a jury. The Department of Justice sought to plug this loophole by amending the Criminal Procedure Bill. The amendment bill was tabled to the Legislative Council for its first and second reading today. Deputy Secretary for Justice Horace Cheung called for support from lawmakers, claiming most comments received from an industry consultation were favorable. Debate was then adjourned, and the bill will now be passed to the House Committee for follow-up. While the bill does not have retrospective effect, it could affect ongoing trials, such as the subversion case faced by 47 Democrats regarding a 2020 primary. When asked if he had a timeline in mind for the bill to be passed, Cheung said the earlier the better. He also denied there were political considerations behind the amendment. Raymond Yang, HKIBC.
The prosecutor in Hong Kong's largest national security trial has been asked to compile a list detailing when each defendant allegedly conspired to commit subversion. On the 60th day of proceedings in West Kowloon Magistracy, Judge Alex Lee said the defendants started conspiring at different times. Prosecutor Anthony Chow agreed to present a list tomorrow. 16 defendants, including former lawmakers Ling Kwok-hong and Raymond Chan, are on trial for organizing and joining a primary election in July 2020. Separately, defense lawyers argue that it's unfair to their clients that the prosecutor mentioned actions they took before the national security law was implemented in June 2020. The police will be rolling out 2 high-tech gadgets that could save lives by tracking down lost hikers more effectively. Last year, more than 1,000 hikers sought help after running into difficulty, Janice Low reports.
In 2019, there were about 200 cases of hikers asking police for help, but the number ballooned more than 5-fold to 1,100 last year. In extreme cases, it could take days to find a missing person. But a new gadget will enable officers to locate a person just minutes at the shortest after arriving in the area. In tandem with the local tech company, police have invented the signal radar device. Officers will be able to locate lost hikers by receiving a signal transmitted from the HKSOS mobile app that is connected to the 999 emergency hotline. But users have to activate the function beforehand. Senior Superintendent Swalik Mohammed said 40 tests were conducted over a 6-month period. Depending on the environment, the device can detect a signal from within a few hundred meters, he added. Signal Radar and the app have both won gold awards at the International Exhibition of Inventions of Geneva. The gadgets will be rolled out by the end of this year. Janice Low, HKIBC.
Hong Kong may recruit foreign lifeguards because of a manpower shortage at public swimming pools. The government has 1,700 lifeguards on its books, but that is not enough to keep all 45 public pools open at a time when the city needs relief from the sweltering heat. 17 pools are only partly open because of the manpower shortage. Sports Minister Kevin Yeung said the government is looking into the feasibility of importing lifeguards, including from the Greater Bay Area. He added that the Leisure and Cultural Services Department has recruited 110 lifeguards under a new 2-year contract. City Bus has unveiled its new logo, which will also be used by sister company New World First Bus. The two companies will merge on July the 1st, Maisie Mock reports.
New World First Bus is getting a new look. About 700 of them will gradually be sporting the newest City Bus logo. This comes just weeks before the two sister companies merge. New World First Bus drivers will wear tags bearing the new logo until they get new uniforms. The merged company, which will keep the City Bus name, plans to let the public have a say in its new livery for buses. Between June the 9th and 18th, people can vote one of 5 new designs. The 2 designs that get the most votes will be put before staff, who will decide on the new livery for New World First Bus. Speaking at the firm's image revamp ceremony, Operations and Engineering Director Vincent Feng said the merger will enable the company to reorganize routes. The rebranding comes a day after the Executive Council approved a fare rise of up to 4.9%, far lower than the increase which City Bus was pushing for.
We'll work with whatever is being approved, and we'll try our best to expand our route expansions and also to expand our patronage in order to achieve a financial sustainability. But I would like to emphasize we would advocate that a regular review of our fare increase is essential.
The fare increase takes effect in mid-June, with nearly all City Bus passengers and those traveling on Hong Kong's other franchised operators paying no more than $1 extra per journey. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
Outpatients have welcomed the opening of the new Accident and Emergency Department at Kwong Wah Hospital, saying it has shortened waiting time. There was a small queue before the unit on Pitt Street opened at 7:30 a.m. This woman said it used to take her at least 4 hours to see a doctor, but the wait has now been cut to 30 minutes. Others said the new department is much more comfortable and spacious, as it is more than 2.5 times bigger than the old facility on Waterloo Road. A notice at the old department told members of the public that they now have to go around the corner for treatment. China has warned the United States to stop carrying out provocative and dangerous actions. This came after Washington accused a Chinese fighter pilot of flying close to a U.S. civilian aircraft over the South China Sea. A U.S. Defense Department video shows the Chinese jet passing in front of the U.S. plane last week. This forced the American jet to fly through the turbulence caused by the other aircraft. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning criticized Washington for deploying vessels and warplanes to conduct close reconnaissance of China. The mother of an 11-year-old boy who was shot by police at his home in the American state of Mississippi earlier this month is seeking $5 million in damages.
I actually thought I was about to lose my life. I came out doing this. When Greg shot me, I did this to my chest. It feel like a taser. Like a big punch to the chest. That's what it feel like getting shot.
Protests followed the shooting in the town of Indianola, 150 kilometers northwest of Jackson. Adiri's mother had asked him to call police and complain about an unwelcome visitor. On arrival, Officer Greg Capers ordered everyone inside the house to come out with their hands up. When Adiri walked into the living room, he was shot in the chest. He's now recovering after being hospitalized. Factory activity on the mainland has fallen to a 5-month low, increasing the pressure on policymakers to put economic recovery on an even keel. The official Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, or PMI, for this month stood at 48.8, down almost half a point from April. Weakening demand was blamed for the retreat. Activity in the services sector also dropped, with May's non-manufacturing PMI giving up nearly 1 point from the previous month. The PMI results were the latest economic indicators to suggest that China's post-COVID recovery is running out of steam. The Hong Kong stock market fell briefly into bear territory today because of the mainland's disappointing factory activity. For the month of May, the Hang Seng Index slumped over 8%, making the city one of the worst regional markets.
A drop in mainland manufacturing activity and the yuan's fall to a 6-month low against the US dollar had an adverse impact on Hong Kong stocks. The Hang Seng Index jumped 180 points at the start, but then plunged to its lowest level in half a year, before offsetting some losses to close 2% lower at 18,234 points. Most blue chips had its sales, with gas producer PetroChina crashing 5.4%. Delivery giant Meituan lost 5.3%, the link rate dropped 3.8%, and e-commerce leader JD.com giving up 3.2%. That marked a 52-week low for Meituan and JD.com. The Hang Seng Tech Index ended 2% lower. Analysts warn those tempted by bargains to be aware of the risks, saying the downward trend may continue, with the Hang Seng Index testing the 17,700-point level. For May, the stock benchmark lost a total of 1,660 points, or 8%. Ending the month just short of entering bear territory. The biggest monthly losers include Orient Overseas International Limited, which sank 33.1% in May, followed by Longfor Properties' drop of 29.4%. Country Garden lost 28.3%, and aluminium producer China Hongqiao Group gave up 27.7%. With the atmosphere gloomy, traders and investors are hoping for more stimulus measures to support China's patchy economic recovery.
And now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index closed down 361 points. Top 10 active stocks: Alibaba down 90 cents, Tencent down $5.60, Meituan down $6.20. JD.com down $4.10, Kuaishou down $1.50, AIA down $1.40. Forex trading against Hong Kong dollar, the euro is at 8.37, British pound at 9.69, and Australian dollar at 5.07. Moving on to the UK market, the London FTSE is currently down 16 points. And onto the weather now. Some showers and gusty winds in the morning, and a very hot with sunny period through the day. Temperatures will range between 27 and 33 degrees. Expect similar conditions leading into the weekend. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That is our main news for Wednesday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Chloe Feng. Thanks for watching. Good night.